All right, welcome back to another episode of Healing with Africa and AJ. Today,
Hello.
well, let's get the view back. There she is. Hi, Africa.
Hello. Hi. 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 Hi,
Hi.
everyone. Thanks for watching. Happy Sunday. And I'm glad we are doing this to create awareness and, you know, maybe educate a few people.
Yeah, yeah. I think. I mean, that's like why I wanted to do this. For one, to talk about the healing frequencies and create more awareness of that, but also just sharing your experiences because we're not the only people having these experiences. And then when someone has that experience, they come across the video that talks about that experience. It's like that validation or confirmation for that you're not crazy, because that's what people think. That's what people say. If you think outside the box, you're a little bit crazy. So that's kind of what we want to talk about today. I wanted to talk about fear, like how we are programmed or conditioned to live in that fear and guilt and shame. Like that's part of the programming of society, I think. And I wanted to talk about that because I don't like fear is a choice. Fear is an illusion. Fear is like, what is it? False evidence appearing real. That's fear. So it's all in how you perceive things. So, everybody has experienced fear in one way, shape, or form. And it's like I want to let people know there's another way. There's you can make decisions two different ways in life. It's either in a fear-based or in love-based. And when I first started on this journey, that's what I had to ask myself every time I made a decision. I said, am I making that decision in love or out of fear? And majority of the time it was out of fear. And that's like you're selling yourself short if you're going to continue making decisions out of fear. But, if you're not aware that you're doing that, if you're not aware there's another way, then you're just going to keep going on with your programmed reality. But, everything's about perception on how you perceive it. So if you don't perceive it as fear, if you perceive it as a love and see the love in everything, then you can really change your reality, you know?
Yes. So I think it also has to do with our ego. And I don't know who said it, but if you like, what does ego stand for? E is for you edge, G is God, O is out. So you edge God out. And I really like that. It stuck with me because it really something in me clicked. Like, okay, so if you live in fear, and fear comes with like labels, and you're supposed to be this so and so role, and that's the best way to play this role. It's just like Disney. But there's some good Disney and there's some not good Disney, but you know what I mean. So like, when I thought about like edging God out, yes, when your ego is like expanded, I feel like we forget about who like we really are. So, we are children of God, and God loves us, and we should be operating under God, not under God, but like, with how God sees us, we should see other people. So,
Yes. Yes. That's why I started using that saying namaste, because I mean that's what it means. Like the divinity in me sees the divinity in you. That's saying like the God in me recognizes the God in you, because we all have that piece of God in us. We're all connected, we're all part of the one. It's it's really amazing.
well, once you
But
understand I feel like your soul is part of God, like we are in a human body. And
Mhm.
so, I mean, why are we talking about this? Because I think that learning about reconnective healing is what tied it all down for me and connected, why I was looking into finding truth and why I was looking into like my divine skills, I guess. I don't know, like we all have like our own divine skills to share with the world. And once I looked into this, you know reconnective healing and Dr. Pearl and the reconnection and everything else, I mean, it all just came into place for me. So this is why I like sharing and talking about these subjects. So.
Yes. Yes. Um, yeah, I never really thought of it that way. Like we were searching and looking for, maybe we didn't even know what we were looking for, but we were having feelings of that went against the grain of what society teaches us, and we were searching for answers for that, I think. And I think, like with me, I was finding answers and I was finding what I was looking for, and that led me into reconnective healing. Like that's where it was like boom,
But
and that
yeah,
opened everything up, and like have a whole new light, look at things in a completely different way and understand things completely differently now. And that is what allows me to have that inner peace now, no matter what's going on around me. And it's, I mean, that's huge, like you don't have to become a reconnective healing practitioner. You can just you can just do it, like everybody can do this. If you want to go to the training and experience that, I would recommend it because it's phenomenal. It's really an experience that I think everybody should experience. But not everyone's going to want to do the practice the healing with like we're doing it. But that doesn't mean you can't brighten someone's
ex-
day, like just
mhm.
carrying those frequencies, being aware of it. You're gonna affect change in everyone around you just by being there. You know, it's it's that's kind of like the purpose. I think is we're here to shine our light. To shine our joy, our love, and that is going to affect change in our surroundings.
Well, it just boils down to changing your belief system. And I think I've changed my belief system a couple of times, more than a couple probably. But I was like, because I mean, to those who know me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing now?" It's scary because not a lot of people change, and it's just you morph into this other person and you shed the old person, and that's not you anymore. It's like a butterfly, you just grow new wings.
I love that. That's
So
beautiful.
I
That
think in my life I've done it a couple of times, and I feel like, oh my god, this is just nothing like experiencing other belief systems. This this is the truth.
yes, and yeah, I did the same thing. I was constantly shifting my beliefs, to what felt true to me. I was using my discernment, my intuition before I even realized what it was. I just knew it felt, struck a chord with me, and it made me feel some type of way when I heard certain information, and I started following that, and that led me down this path. But I like how you said that most people don't change. They don't do that. They don't do that out of fear, you know?
They stay in the same job for 30 years. I mean,
Right. That's like it's not what we're meant to do, not in my opinion. You're not supposed to work at do the same thing every day for 30 years to retire and do nothing. Like I don't
maybe that was great in the old days, in
yeah,
the
in the old
olden
energy.
days.
In the old yeah,
In the
yeah.
olden days, and now it's the golden age, I guess. So it's different.
It is. Everything's different now. It's like, we're in a new energy, and with this reconnective healing frequencies, it's like it's like a
It
fit
puts you in a
back in your.
flow.
Yes, yes.
So
It's literally changing our DNA and helping us along in this evolution of consciousness, or conscious evolution. Uh, and it's fascinating to me. And it's since reconnective healing, we have grown. I know you and I have grown at extreme rates. Like we're just shedding old beliefs like it's nothing. We're just plucking them out. If it doesn't work, we just remove them and keep going. We're just digging through this, and it kind of feels like it's slow in the time and like in the now. It doesn't feel like we're getting that much done, or really evolving that much. But if you look back like a month or two, or even when we were at the training seminar, so much has changed already, and it's only been a little over a month. Like a month and a half. It's fascinating to me. I love it. But yes, a lot of people can't fathom that because they fear that change.
well, change is inside, and
Yes.
you can't really see it. It's intangible. So, and a lot of people don't know how to express change or what they're going through emotionally. Reflects that they need to change, but they don't see it and they refuse to see it. And it's scary because, you get out of your comfort zone and you're not in a box, but you have to like stretch your belief a little bit and kind of draw a new framework around your little box and take one step, you know, outside of your little box, and you'll see things, from a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you get to practice on that and you expand on your view. And sometimes, you can see it from a bird's eye view or from a side view, or, you just play around with it. And I think that's what gets your mind going to accept change, because it's a big thing. So
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. And i yeah, I love how you said that with the box. Everybody's got their own box of beliefs, and you like I feel you should challenge yourself a little bit. You should work on being comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, you know, and like that can be a good gauge of like where you're at in your process. But it's also a learning experience, if you're uncomfortable in any kind of circumstance or situation, you have, you don't have to, you have free will, you can do what you want. But I like to look at that, analyze, see, why am I uncomfortable? What belief is making me feel that way? What is that belief that's limiting me to where I don't feel comfortable? Is there something there? So it's like everything where I'm not in a comfortable situation or I don't feel at ease, I see that as a lesson, something I can shed, another belief I can shed. And that's not the easiest thing to get to that point, because who likes feeling uncomfortable? But I think if you think of it that way, it really helps.
well, some people, I mean, I feel like they are not even aware of, their own belief system, because I had to like take a look at myself. If you want to change, you got to take a look at what you're doing. Well, what do you, well, ask yourself questions like, how do I feel about this? Or what beliefs do I have? And, is that matching my reality right now? Like, am I at peace with myself? And if I am, then I'm at peace with myself. If I'm not, then, you know, what do I have to do to change that? Because can't really change the people around you. It starts with yourself. So
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly
and
it.
it's fear that keeps us, thinking that, okay, well, it's not that person, oh, it's not that person, like looking outside ourselves, but it's inside ourselves that we have to look at and remove that fear little by little, because it takes like meditation and this and that. But I feel like with reconnective healing, it took shorter amount of time to stand in my power again, and not like do all this kind of therapy or whatever, or prescribed pills, to get out of the depression or whatever trauma situation that we all go through. So
Mm,
it's just, mm, organic. So
mm, yeah. Yeah, that's like where it starts when you realize that you're not really happy. It's like you're not really like loved or in love with yourself. Like you really don't love yourself if you keep yourself in the situation with people that don't love and support you, like truly, not like say they do, but really have ulterior motives to it. But like that was the biggest.
but it's all conditioned,
Exactly. Exactly.
so
There's
it's
all
it's
strings
not even their
attached to that
fault.
love. So it's like
Yeah,
no,
it's not even their fault either, it's just
and
like, or
that's
your
right.
fault. It's just
It's
the lesson that we had to go through.
right. Yes, exactly. So, but the first step to that, I think, is discovering that, realizing for one that you aren't as happy as you probably could be, and what do you need to do to achieve that happiness? I think that's
Well, once I feel like if you're in the dark place at the moment, it's kind of hard to believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So it's just like, how do you get out of that? And you just, even if you don't want to, you should meditate. Even if you don't want to, you should try a reconnective healing session. It takes 1, 2, 3 times to, like, even the first time we have major results.
mhm. Well, I think it's all on how open you are to receiving. If I mean, you can be a skeptic, and you can not believe it or not feel anything, and we've already discussed that you're still going to receive a healing. It's still going to kind of restructure your cells, restructure your DNA almost. And but if you're open to it, like really truly open, and you really truly want to affect some kind of change, or if you feel like there's something missing, like you feel like you're searching for something but you don't know what it is, like this is what that thing was for me. Like I was searching,
Yeah, I don't
searching.
feel a void anymore. I don't feel
Right.
a void because I'm whole.
Yes.
And this is just like not physically, it's like not even mentally. It's like above that. It's like your soul talking to you. Like,
Mm.
it's like, seriously, it's
Yes.
weird because you don't understand it. And this is like the first time I think about this, because it's just so hard to translate. But other people around you feel it because strangers are like, oh, I like your energy, they
Yeah.
say it. I get verbal confirmations daily on just by being
Being
there where I
yourself.
am. Yeah,
Yeah.
wherever I'm interacting with people, because,
Hmm.
or animals or plants, except for this one. I left it out too long. It's recovering.
Yeah. Should do a
But
healing session with it. Maybe it'll help
yes,
it out.
I will. I will. It's my project. And I will keep you posted.
Awesome. With
So, I
plant
mean,
updates.
you just feel connected to everyone, and you feel connected to the world, and to, you know, every speck of your surroundings, I guess, and you create your surroundings, and you can change the culture that you're in if you're ready for it, you know, but there's going to be some pain, you know, because you feel like, okay, let's do it, but then it's a daily and constant, you know,
It's a challenge.
execution. You can't just like try it 1 hour, one
Right.
day,
Yeah, you
1
gotta
week.
dedicate.
It's like,
Yeah.
you know, you build it and you integrate it into your life. So once you learn how to do that, I think everything just flows smoothly, and then, you know, things just fall into place.
Yes, they do. We're all divinely guided. You know, I truly believe, I truly know that with the experiences that I've experienced, that everything happens in divine time. You know, I think, and I find even still today, where I try to force things and make decisions, and you know, the way I see it, the way I want it to do it, the way I want it to unfold, but it doesn't always work out the way I see it, you know, because there's a higher plan, there's a higher, your divine plan to it, you know, with the divine timing. And it's like everything happens for a reason, and the time that it happens, like it's all so perfect. But you know, it's funny because I still find myself trying to force it, and then after like I meet resistance enough, and I'm realizing like, okay, all right, it's not time for that yet. You know, it's not. I'm trying to impose my will onto this, to do it now instead of to let it happen naturally. You know, because it will fall into place. Everything will just happen perfectly, as I believe we've both discovered recently. You know how things just fall into place. We may not see how it's going to happen, but if we are just open and allow it to happen, it'll happen.
Magical things happen.
Magical, yes. And then, you know, I think very much a part of our journey is what our our participants are experiencing. That's why I really like talking to them afterwards, and you know, whether it be on the phone or with the video chat. Like I like how we communicate with them afterwards and get those experiences, because it's like a puzzle we're putting together, and we get those little bits of information, and it's even more confirmation, and it's like it's perfect. And then that made me think of that. I was reading in the Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself, that Dr. Pearl was kind of saying something similar about all his patients and their experiences as he was going along, and it, I mean, that's how he got Solomon Speaks, basically, is kind of, you know, with all that, which is pretty amazing. But yes, I feel like
Well, just, you know, like with the first participant who shared her experience, I was just blown away because, I mean, during her session, she went into past life regression and, you know, multiple dimensions. And I'm like, did we do that? I mean, and she wasn't the first one, because the others have said similar things, you know, and it's just mind blowing to be able to tap into that, you know, just by having a reconnective healing session with us. That's
yeah,
different than what we've heard or experienced ourselves. So who knows what comes out of this?
yeah, yeah. That's what I love about it. Everyone has a different experience, you know. Some may be similar, but everybody's got a different, a unique take on what they experience too, you know. And I just love hearing it. I love it.
I think we cover some great info today, and can't wait to be sharing more as, you know, this path unfolds for us. So
Yes, very well said. I think we covered very good information. We kept it short and sweet, and it was right around 25 minutes. That's perfect. Look at that. Divine timing at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Anything else you'd like to say, Africa?
No, thank you for watching, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, it is. We're honored that you continue watching and supporting us. We love each and every one of you. Be the change that you want to see in this world, and see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.